Welcome, everybody. Probably when you came in here, you saw that Lake Monona is putting on quite a show. It's pretty neat just seeing all the waves. Welcome, Zoomies. A little suggestion before we get started, and it's completely up to you and online people, is to put your mat the same way as mine, so you've got the long edge. I know most of you got your mats that way. If you're more comfortable the other way, that's completely fine. When we do this, I'll cue an away leg. It's the one away from me, and a close leg. That's the one toward me. We'll still be mirroring each other. It's not so much important today because we're not going to do a whole lot of stuff where we'll use that today. But if your mat's the other way, just go right, left. You all know to, do it on both sides. So it's fine. Totally works. Core focus today, we're going to use some yoga, some Pilates, and a little bit of just functional mobility stuff. We'll do a little challenge connecting our brains and our minds and bodies, which should be fun. So let's start. Let's just start sitting up. Sit up in a way that's comfortable to you and feel the parts of your body in contact with the floor, with your mat, with the earth. And it might kind of help to wiggle a little bit, maybe rock a little or circle a little or anything else that feels good and helps you get in contact with the floor. And of course, everything that we do is just a suggestion, so please feel free to modify as needed. And then come and find some stillness in the middle. Just find that nice, strong, stable center place. Draw your spine up tall, and then just kind of check in with your breath. Notice where you're breathing today, maybe up more in your chest if you've been in a hurry getting here today. Maybe more down towards your belly if you're feeling kind of relaxed. Just noticing, there's no need to change anything. And then on your next exhale, let your chin drop down gently toward your chest. Welcome. Inhale back to neutral. And do that just a couple times at your own pace. Notice if you start to tense up your shoulders while you're doing this, see if you can just let them be heavy. Good. Next time your head comes up, go gently side to side, just exploring, checking how the neck is moving today, what feels good, what places might be a little sticky. And then gently let your head slide down so that your chin goes across your chest. If that means that you bring a little roundness to your upper back, feel free to do that. Good. And then come on back to center. Let's take right hand on the floor. Left hand reaches up to the sky. We're going to try to keep both sides of our bodies long as we reach up and over to the side, as if we could put our fingers right up on the corner of the ceiling there. And if that feels really nice to you, you could take that hand and go ahead and reach out a diagonal over your right knee. And then we'll come back up. A little different movement to the other side. Take a little twist. And we'll come back to center. Take your left hand to the mat, right hand to the sky, and a big reach over the other way. Keep both sides of your body long. And then if that feels nice, feel free to reach out over your left knee. And I'll come all the way back up. We're sitting lots of different ways, and that's awesome. Invite you, if you are sitting cross-legged, to change the cross and just see how that lands. Might feel a little weird. Yeah. We're going to circle our shoulders back. And then take one and the other. Maybe that causes the body to rock a little bit. It's all connected. Nice. And then come on back to center. Bring your hands together. Lace your fingers, turn them inside out. If that feels nice to you, you might have a little snap, crackle, pop for sure. Inhale up. Exhale as you round down, bring your arms down. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhale up. And exhale down. Good. Turn your hands back the other way. Take your left hand and see if you can just ask your right wrist to let it circle. Notice if that even works. And then switch hands, let the other one lead. Good. And then just shake it out. Yeah, we'll be on our wrists a little bit today. If you want to take your planks on your elbows, it is plank day. You can take it to your elbows. Lots and lots of options today. Let's come over to all fours. And from here, move your body into an invisible cat. What I mean by that is no one can see your Halloween cat. We're going to press with our hands. We're going to press with our legs, but we're just going to turn the muscles on that would take us to a nice Halloween cat. Yep. Let me move the mic. Is that better? All right. Just didn't have the mic quite close enough. Go ahead and sink through into the world's tiniest cow. No one can see your cow. You're just turning on the muscles that would take you there, letting go of those cat muscles. Switch back to cat, maybe a little press up. And inhale to cow. And do that a few times. Really nice and engaged here, pressing into the floor. And then check in with your body. How would it like to move? Maybe a little rocking side to side, sitting back towards child's pose, circling all the way around, or anything else. Check out your neck. What's going on up there? And then come on back to center. Set up a nice, stable, neutral spine. Take your, it doesn't matter which leg, take a leg back behind you, toes point down, and then let that leg float up just hip height. Yeah, beautiful. Take your other arm, reach out, thumbs up. Let's play with this a little bit. If you like, take elbow to knee, and then inhale out, elbow to knee, inhale. Let's do 2 more. Hold there. Bring your hand back to the floor, take your leg across, and have a look back at it, if that's available today. And then let's take that leg that's behind, swing it all the way out to the side, and twist toward it. Circle your wrist. Let it go. Taking care of our wrists today. Switch and go the other way. Good. And then come on back down to the mat. Take your other leg out behind, toes down. We're going to try to keep our toes pointing down as we bring that leg up. Fire it up. Add your opposite arm. Yeah, and then if you liked moving on the other side, let's do about 4 here. Inhale. Exhale to squeeze. Nice. Hold this last one. Bring just your hand back to the floor. Take that leg that's behind and step it all the way across. Have a little look back at it. Nice. Swing it all the way over to the other side. And then just take a twist. That arm that's in the air, maybe it gets some wrist circles. Then come on back down. Let's come back to sitting for just a minute. A little Pilates here. Take your feet wide. We're going to sit up as tall as we can. I call this toddler sit because when we're toddlers, we could sit like this all day. We're going to take arms out to the side. We're going to take that left elbow like we're going to tap a wall behind us. And then come back to center. Right elbow gives little taps. There's some breath that goes with this. We'll exhale as we tap. Inhale, expand the ribs. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale. Beautiful. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale. It's weird to reach back with an elbow, isn't it? Exhale, 2, 3. Last one. Exhale, 2, 3. Come on back to sitting. Take your right hand, reach it across toward your left little toe, and just a little bit, nice of a reach. Inhale up. Exhale to reach to the other side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Let's go one more each side. Inhale up and reach and up. Good. All right. Come back to center and shake it out. Come back to all fours. This little flow we did last week. We're going to turn our toes under so that we're warming up our feet. Sit back a little bit. Rock just a little bit forward. Lift your hips, push them toward the back of your mat. Crouching down dog. Inhale your knees back to the mat. Exhale, rocking back. Inhale, rocking forward. Exhale, crouching down dog. Inhale, knees down. Do 2 more at your own pace. Just noticing how it feels to your body. Good. And then find yourself a child's pose. I like knees wide and toes together. Find a way to release your hands, your wrists, maybe bring them back by your sides. You could bring them to prayer over your head. Or you could stack your fists underneath your head. And breathe into your back. Imagine those places between each vertebrae just opening up with each inhale and releasing with each exhale. And then when you're ready, slide your body out so you're on elbows and tops of the legs, tops of the feet to the mat. Reach your heart forward, just into Sphinx. We're just going to hold here. Take 3 nice, slow breaths in and out here. Good. Come on down, bring your arms next to your sides. 3 tiny baby cobras. Just barely off the floor. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. One more. Turning this into a Pilates swan without the rock, unless that's your thing, then you can do it. We're going to inhale up. Exhale, let your feet rise up as you drop down. Think about what your upper back is doing. We're not crunching into our low backs. We're keeping nice and long through our backs. Let's do 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Reach your arms out in front of you. Take your right arm up and your left leg up, and then switch. We did this last week. We'll turn this into a little Pilates swim. So if you like, bring arms and legs up, super yogi, and start to flutter. Little breath goes with it. We'll inhale and exhale. Hard to breathe on the belly. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, one more set. Strong backs. Inhale and exhale. Nice. Bring yourself up to all fours, neutral spine. Tiny cats and cows, just shake it out. Good. And then let's move into our first plank. This one can be with a hold. You could come to elbows and knees. You could come to elbows and toes. You could come to elbows and palms. Your choice. Find your plank. See if you can bring your head in line with your spine. Draw a little bit in and a little bit up on your lower abdominal area. And we're just going to stay here 3 breaths. Big inhale. Exhale, expand your rib cage front, side, and back. 2 more. Rest when you need to. It's totally fine. Good. And find yourself a child's pose. Take the weight off your wrists. If you were on them, maybe bring your hands over your head or to your sides or underneath your head. And then slide yourself out to Sphinx. Just like before, we're going to add something here. So we're up in a nice tall Sphinx. Tops of feet pressed to the floor. Pull your arms back as if you were going to drag yourself forward. You might feel this pretty strongly in your upper back. If it's too much, let it go a little bit. Good. Drop on down. 2 swans. Inhale up. Exhale down. You could lift your arms if you like. Inhale up, upper body. Exhale, let your lower body lift. Good. Reach your arms out, either alternating or the swim. Inhale and exhale. Nice long spine. Exhale. 1 more set. Inhale and exhale. Nice. Come on back. Find yourself a little cat-cow. Yeah. Let's explore that front plank one more time before we move on. Feel free to change positions. And if plank is easy for you, I'm going to give you one more thing to think about. If you want a little bit more engagements, pull back with your arms like we did in Sphinx. Pull forward with your toes. One more big breath. Let it go all the way down to the mat. This time, forehead to hands. Pull your lower abdominal area a little bit in and a little bit up. And make your way to all fours. Good. Little cat-cow before we go on. And then bring yourself into a nice, friendly, soft down dog. We'll get off of our hands here in a minute, give them a rest. But just let your feet walk a bit. Let your hips sway. That leg that's farthest from me by the back wall, take that leg up in the air. Yeah. Step forward between your hands. Come all the way up to high lunge. Yeah. Let's play with this position just a little bit. Bring hands heart center. Fire up your legs. Reach your torso forward. Reach the crown of your head forward. You could stay here. You could bring a hand to the leg. You could reach your arms up. You could come into cactus. Just stay here 2 breaths. Good. Come all the way up. Turn your body toward me. Toes out. Sink it down. We'll inhale up. Exhale, sink it down. Inhale up. Exhale, sink it down. This time, hold. Option to stay right here. Check in with your knees. Make sure they're going out the same direction as your toes. They tend to want to do that, right? We're going to come to toes on one side and the other, if that's available. If it feels better to you to stay down on your feet, go ahead and do that. Good. Option to stay with this, or come to toes on both sides. Challenge the balance a little bit. Draw your spine up tall. Draw in on that lower abdomen. Maybe even take your hands wide. Beautiful. Bring hands back. Drop your heels. Turn your toes forward. Nice, soft forward fold. Take a rest. Let your knees bend, come all the way up. Yeah, big inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Let's move our shoulders a little bit. Turn your toes out as much as feels good. And we're just gonna rock a little side to side. I kind of like to take shoulders back in a circle, like kind of draw a shoulder, but you could rock side to side. You could keep them still, whatever feels nice. Good. Do you remember which way you were just facing? We're going to put our hands on the floor and we're going to walk over to the other side. So just see that you're facing the other side. Yep. And let's step back to down dog here. Shake it out a little bit. Take your away leg, float it up, step forward. We'll come all the way up to high lunge again. Sink it down. Take your torso, reach it forward, strong core, strong legs. Option to reach your arms or come into cactus. Stay here 2 breaths. Good. Bring hands, heart center. Turn toward me. Let's come right back down into goddess one more time. So sinking down, you could come to your toes if you like. Spread those arms wide. Good. And let it go. Forward fold. Toes forward. Let your body drop forward. A lot of options here. You could come into a nice twist to each side. You could grab your elbows and sway a little bit. You could bring your hands to your thighs and let your knees bend. Good. And we'll come all the way up. Shoulders back. And then come on down to your mat. We're going to come into some side planks here. Let's start from all fours. You're going to turn toward me. So take the leg that's closest to me, step it back, and then just turn. Here's an option. Yeah, here's another option. And drop it down. Good, come on back to all fours. We're gonna do the same thing to the other side. So now take the leg that's away from me, turn away, find that nice reach. Option to lift that top leg. And put it back down. If it's available, come to kneeling. I always have to see if it's available to me. Today it seems to be. And just shake your wrists out. Yep, or kneeling up tall. How about some side planks? Straight legs. So you could come into that same thing, right? Kneeling side plank, or you could come from front plank. Turn to one side. It's your choice which side. Reach that opposite arm to the sky. All kinds of things you can do with that top leg. You could stack it on top of the bottom leg. You could lift it up. You could bend it like into tree. Yeah, beautiful options. Take one more breath and come on back down. A child's pose, take a rest. And then we'll go to the other side. So could be a kneeling plank, could be a straight arm plank. Your choice. All kinds of things to do with that top leg if you choose to. Good, one more big breath in. Let it go. All right. Come on down to sitting. Little Pilates. We're going to shake out our wrists a bit here. Take your left leg forward. We're going to sit in a pinwheel. Just a little stretch. That can feel good. So left knee is forward, if that's available. Take your left hand, put it in front, and then slide your body out. I like to hang on to my right leg. Some people bring their arms up and over. That can be nice too. Yeah, so it's almost kind of like a yin yoga deer pose, almost. We'll slide that back up. Take your left hand, reach it over, making a nice C shape with our spines. Cartwheel your arms over. Take a little push up on this side. Just a nice hip stretch for that right side. And then come on up and we'll switch sides. Okay. Right hand slides out. Left hand can hold the ankle or reach over the top. Your choice. And then we'll inhale all the way back up. Take that nice side stretch. Cartwheel those arms over. Yeah. And then come all the way back up. Shake it out. Before we go on, let's give our hands a little rest here. We did that shoulder thing last week where we're doing circles 2 different directions. We're going to bring that in real close this week. Fingertips together. Take your left finger and circle circle it forward. Stop at the top. Take the other finger, circle it back. So this one's coming towards you like you're going to rub your belly. Take that first one forward, the other one back. First finger forward. You see where we're going with this. Other one back. One more each. Yeah. And then if you want to, do them both at once. Meet at the top. Notice if that makes your circles triangles, rectangles, anything else. It might. If, on the other hand, that was just a piece of cake, switch them and go the other way. Nice. Shake it out. I know. It just gave us something else to do for a minute here. We're coming into a back plank, a rear plank next. And just really check in with your wrists. How are they doing? We're going to come over to our backs. Lots and lots of options here. And one is just a tabletop, right? Coming up on the feet and the hands. We're not going to hold any of these very long because they're pretty intense. Drop that back down. Take your right leg long, keep your left leg bent. Push yourself back up. There's another option. Yep, drop it back down. Switch legs. Third option. We're just exploring these for a second, not too long. And then you can probably guess the last one. It's just that full reverse plank. If you're a Pilates person, you love those 3 kicks, go ahead with that. These, yeah, and it's 3 on one side and 3 on the other side, and it never ever gets any easier. Drop it back down, let it go. Bring your arms around the front. Give yourself a hug. Good. And let's let the knees bend. We're going to reach out, come down into a half roll down. Take it just that place that's hard to hold. You decide where you're taking this one. Inhale up. Exhale, half roll down. Whatever feels good and reasonable to you. Inhale up. Exhale, roll down. Inhale up. This time, take it back to that part that's a little bit hard to hold. One big inhale. Drop it all the way back to the mat. Couple options here. Just little crunches. Nice and slow, real controlled. Or 3 Pilates roll-ups where we stretch out long. The first one's always sticky. And take it all the way over. Inhale back up, nice and tall. We'll exhale down. 2 more. Inhale arms, exhale over, trying to smooth it out each time. Inhale up, exhale down. Last one, we're going to stay up. Inhale arms, exhale over. Good. Come back up and shake it out. All right. Let's explore one more way to get into side plank. We're not going to stay there long. We're going to come back and take care of our wrists. Take your feet wide and just rock yourself. That's our option 1. Option 2 is take your hands and plant them down on each side. Good. Option 3, when you come over to a side, take your hands, press down, lift your hip, lift that top arm. Yeah, so any of those are good. The rocking and just touching, rocking and lifting, or anything else. Maybe one more each side, whichever option you've chosen. Very nice. Good. And then come on back to center. Take your hands out in front of you. First fingers, give them a roll up your legs so they're rolling through all the knuckles. We were on our hands a bunch. Yeah. And then the second finger gets a roll. Those 2 fingers are nice and strong. If that causes any pain, back off. Good. Ring finger, not so strong. Little finger, pretty delicate. Good. Thumb, generally pretty strong. Give it a nice roll. Good. Take your arms out to the outside. I don't remember if we did this last week. Take your thumb, touch your index finger, your ring finger, little finger, middle finger, little finger, ring finger, first finger, little finger, middle finger, ring finger, shake it out. Piano fingers. Good. And then bring your hands back in. We're going to take them into prayer. Turn them so the backs are together. Turn the fingertips down. And reverse that. Do it one more time. Backs together. Fingertips down. Fingertips up. Yeah. Nice. Let's come to boat pose before we take it to our backs. I mean, it is yoga core, and I feel like we got to do some boats. You could put heels down. You could bring one heel up. You could bring both heels up. You could let go. You could straighten your legs. Your choice. Find your boat today. Yep. And remember, that could be one or both feet down, right? We're just finding that place that's a little hard to hold and seeing if we can sit with just a little bit of discomfort. How's your breath? And one more big breath in. And exhale, bring your feet down, sit up tall. Roll all the way back with control. And reach your arms and legs long. Be as tall as you can. Now let's move legs over to the left and then arms over to the left. That nice banana shape. Yep, and if you like, you could take your right ankle over your left if that feels good. See if you can stay flat on your back. Sometimes it makes me turn to the side. Yeah. Come on back to center. Walk the legs over to the right. Arms over to the right. And if it feels nice, you could cross that left leg over. And come on back to center. Grab both knees, give them a good squeeze. We're going to play with this a little bit here. Bring your shins parallel to the floor, and we're going to start to make figure eights. And that might mean that you're hitching one hip up and then the other hip. Yeah, so this is coming from, we're making an infinity sign on the ceiling with if our knees were crayons, we'd be drawing an infinity sign on the ceiling. Notice which direction you're going. See if you can switch it and go the other way. Nice. Come on up with your head if that's available. Otherwise, leave your head down. We're going to give the bottom leg 2 little pulses, real slow, and then the right leg. We're not going to do too many of these. Just Pilates scissors. Whatever leg comes up next, grab it. Take your body down. If you need to bend that bottom knee, that's totally fine. See if you can keep your top leg pretty straight. Good. Let that knee bend, draw it in towards your chest. Take that leg out to the side, a little external rotation, which with whatever leg you've got. Cross that leg that's bent over the bottom leg, a lying pigeon. Very nice. And then switch legs. Now we're hanging on to that pigeon leg. It's our straight leg. Getting into the hamstrings on that side. Bottom leg can certainly bend if that helps you straighten your top leg a little bit. Good. Whatever leg you've got now, grab that knee, draw it in close. Maybe take it into a little external rotation. And then cross it over the other leg, lying pigeon on this side. And grab both knees in close. We're going to take both knees together and circle around one direction. So now we'd be drawing circles on the ceiling with knees. And then switch and go the other way. Good. Bring your feet to the floor. Feel free to roll up into a bridge. You can roll up and down a couple times if that feels nice. Inhaling up and exhaling down maybe. If you're one of those folks who really like shoulder stands or plow at the end of your practice, feel free to find those poses. Otherwise, next time you come up into bridge, maybe hold it there for a couple breaths. Good. And then we'll sink that down. Take your hips over to the right. Let your knees drop over to the left. Take your hands nice and wide. If that feels good, turn palms up and let your knees drop over to the side. Only as far as feels good. If it feels nice to turn your head so you're looking away from your knees, you get a little bit more twist, a little more sensation perhaps. And then one at a time, bring your legs back to center. Shift your hips to the other side. Let those knees drop. Feel free to look away from them. Notice if this side is different. Not doing anything about it. We're just noticing. It's good to notice. And then one leg at a time, come back to center. Square your hips, step your feet out wide. How would it feel to let your knees drop together? It's not for everyone, right? So if it doesn't feel good, leave your legs parallel. Otherwise, go ahead and start to windshield wiper your legs side to side. Go slow and really notice. Notice where the sensation is as you move through this. Maybe notice your feet on the floor, where your back touches the floor. Let's do one more to each side. And then come on back to center. Feel free to leave your feet on the floor if you like Shavasana. Stretch out into Shavasana. If sitting is better for you, that's another option. Wherever you are, allow your body to be heavy on the floor. If it feels good to shut your eyes, go ahead and do that, or just take a soft gaze. Check in from the top of your head to the bottoms of your feet. Notice if you're holding any tension anywhere. See if you can wiggle it out, breathe it out. Or just imagine it flowing out of your body. And then take a minute here to turn your attention to your breath. Noticing where you're breathing, noticing the rhythm of your breath, the depth of your breath. And then start to bring a little movement back to your body. I find if I've been on my back, I like to bend my knees and let legs move a little bit, however that feels good to you. And then when you're ready, gently turn on one side and stay there for a breath. And then come all the way to sitting. Yeah, let's take a breath together. Fill up. May we dwell in safety. May we be happy and healthy. May we be at peace. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Monona Terrace and Group Health.